Citizens, it's that time. You are officially in the Alert Zone. Welcome to the Alert Zone TV. I'm the Wizard Uncle James. I would love for you to become an active citizen. You already know what to do. So I just wanted to say, first off, it's kind of windy out here. But I wanted to go ahead on and do this video because this was on my mind. So I got my EDC with me right now. I just wanted to talk about something that needs to be talked about because, you know, out in the Second Amendment community, we attack politicians a lot of time, but here in the Alert Zone, we got to call a spade a spade. I want to shout out the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee, and the reason I want to shout him out is he got criticized for having a meeting arranged a couple weeks ago, where he talked to a bunch of high-ranking gang members about a ceasefire because the city having too many murders and too many shootings and what have you. Let me explain something to everybody out here. A lot of times, those of us that's legally armed, we think about responding to a crime, but we don't think about preventing crimes. And if you've never been in a street life or you don't know people that's really into that life, I don't mean these pretend gangsters out here. I mean dudes that's really into it. There's a certain street code you live by. You don't touch innocent people. You don't touch children. You don't commit sexual crimes. You don't shoot innocent people. There's a lot of things that comes with the street code of conduct. It's not just that not snitching stuff that people talk about. There's certain crimes, if you're not into the street life or never been into it, you may not understand. There's certain crimes the streets don't condone. So sometimes you might see somebody get taken off the planet, but you may not understand why. Well, it's because they went against something that the streets don't go for. They always say the streets is undefeated. You know, back in the 20s and 30s, during the mob wars and what have you, the politicians sat down with the gangsters and told them, hey, we can't have all this crime. We can't have all this killing, this, and that. I went in the comment section, and I seen a lot of people make a lot of condescending and smart remarks. But I just told them, if you've never been into that life or don't really know about that life, it seems crazy to you. But I'm going to use something that's more in tune to this, if you might make you understand a little bit better. You know how in the pimp game they talk about the renegades, the chicks that don't have a pimp that's still walking the track, breaking certain street rules. Well, the crime game has rules that you shouldn't break, and there's a penalty to pay for that. But you got to know who is who so you can figure out where the problem is. Now, this is going to surprise a lot of people that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to just keep it real. For the most part, guys that sling drugs, I can't speak against them because they don't grow that stuff in America. It's brought here. But most of the times, these drug-related killings, robberies and what have you, it's not always the real dealers that's pulling this stuff off. It's these jack boys, these guys who don't have no hustle about them. So they lazy, so they take the easy way. Let me explain what I mean by that. A lot of times, guys start off in the street life together. This guy is disciplined with his money. That guy is not disciplined with his money. And in 6 months or a year, this guy got something to show. This guy blew through his money. So he gets angry because this guy has something and he goes and robs him. That's what goes on in a lot of this street stuff. A lot of these guys brag about slinging, and they ain't slingers, they jackers. And then they go jack somebody, and they get angry when somebody jacks them. When you don't do business on the up and up, well, you know what I'm saying? So the mayor understood, well, we got to talk to the people who we think has say-so in the street to find out what is their involvement in this and can we get them to stop. See, if you don't go to the problem, you can never fix it. There's a crime problem, you got to figure out what is driving the crime. What is driving this, and that? So maybe we can go to the source and stop it. For those of you who don't know, when there's these unnecessary killings in the neighborhoods and stuff, the police do what they call a rat pack in New Orleans, or wolf pack, where a bunch of them will come into a neighborhood and they'll ride all day. And the dudes out there, that the corner boys, can't make no money. And then the streets say, hey, we ain't making no money. You got to give this person up because he or she took somebody innocent off this planet. And that's how that works. Well, you know what? You can't stop drugs. Look at the pharmaceutical companies. For any of you guys who might want to criticize me, you got one company trying to file bankruptcy because they help push this opioid epidemic. They have a record judgment against them, so they're trying to file bankruptcy so the company or the family don't have to pay. So you have to understand, people are going to be hooked on narcotics no matter what. But the mayor did, to me, a noble thing and asked for a ceasefire and talked to guys. So you know what? This builds a rapport with the underworld. When the underworld say, hey man, those 3 shootings, hey man, we don't sanction that. Shout out to the dudes in Watts, as a matter of fact. You guys know I was in Watts earlier this year, and I heard about how, you know, in California you got all these smash and grabs and what have you, and how some dudes in Watts got together and decided they had just got, I think, a Nike store or something, or a business, and people came from another part of town to commit these robberies, and they got together and said, hey, we're not going to have that here, because it's not the local people doing that. That's guys that don't even live around here, coming way out here to do this, and then we have to suffer the brunt for it. Well, the same thing in the street life. You got people going around committing crimes that's unsanctioned, if I can use that word. And the guys who into that saying, hey, we don't do that kind of stuff here. We don't sanction that kind of stuff. So shout out to the mayor of Memphis for trying to at least quell the problem. So all I can say is keep your head on the swivel. Get legally armed out there so that you can protect yourself should it go down. So hit me in the comment section, let me know what you think. Until next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert.